Welcome to the KMC Collective Podcast, where the KMC team brings you practical insights, creative ideas, and authentic conversations for children's ministry leaders. Each conversation is packed with strategies to help you lead with clarity, build strong teams, nurture families, and stay healthy in the process. Whether you're planning lessons, training volunteers, or seeking encouragement for the week ahead, this podcast is for you. We hope to make you laugh, cry, think, and maybe a bit of all three in each of our weekly conversations. This is the KMC Collective Podcast. Let's jump into the conversation.
All right, guys. So Easter is one of the biggest Sundays of the calendar, but if all we walk away with is a packed room and cute egg hunt, what do we miss? It makes us miss the point. What if this year we do outreach that could spark a real lasting discipleship in homes with families that you can reach? That's what we're unpacking today.
All right. And welcome to the KMC Collective Podcast. I'm Tom.
I'm Cole.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Vicki.
Are you sure about that?
Today I am.
Today you are.
Good?
Today,
All right.
one of these weeks is going to be
who's got the
different.
jelly beans? Who's got the jelly beans? The nerds. I want to know. Who
I'm
brought
more
them?
of a Cadbury egg kind of guy.
Oh,
Ooh.
then you gotta go. You gotta
man.
go with that.
Those-
Like the cream
those
egg
are
or like
nasty.
the caramel egg.
Those are nasty.
Cream eggs, like it
Oh,
only
gosh.
comes once a year.
That's a good
You
thing.
and my wife. You and
That's-
my wife. Those
that's a
things are
good thing.
gross.
But-
Easter has the best candy. Somebody prove me wrong. Am I right?
Ooh,
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
that's a whole nother
I don't know.
podcast. You know,
Yeah,
whole
that's
other
a
subject.
whole
Check it
nother
out.
podcast. Vicki, get us into
Yeah.
this week's conversation, please. My stomach's hurting.
so this is what I'd love for us to talk about, and I'd love to hear from others in just what they think about Easter and beyond. So as I think about Easter, we put all of this prep and planning and starting with Palm Sunday and Good Friday and Easter and then events that people do. Just naming all of those can overwhelm me and go, what are we doing? And I would like us to think about it differently. And so I'd love to have a conversation about those things, but not ending at the event. How can we really set our families up to win after the event? And I don't think it has to be complicated, but I would love for us to start thinking about that in our planning. So we don't get to that weekend and go, oh, shoot, we have to do these 5 things, or what are those things doing?
It's good.
Your senior leadership is asking. And so, as part of our planning, let's put together a good strategy for follow up, whatever that looks like. I think a lot of us have some amazing ideas. So, I just would love to hear some conversation. What are we doing? What ideas do we have for our listeners?
That's good. That's good.
Are your churches similar in the fact where Easter is the Super Bowl of all churches? So they put, I would say, 80% of all their effort to reach as many unchurched families?
No,
No,
I mean,
ours is-
not.
No.
I think Christmas is bigger for us.
Really?
Oh yeah, because we run way more services on Christmas and Christmas Eve than we do for Easter. In fact, I would think it's about half of what we normally do. We get more visitors. Actually, we get more visitors to our Pumpkin Sunday than we do sometimes
Easter
even
Sunday?
Easter, which is crazy.
Oh wow.
Interesting.
So, yeah. I got hit with a question a number of years ago that I thought was really good. And to help me think about the end, after. And so, everybody knows, you start with the end in mind, you always want to have that mindset, but to hit it at a different angle, I really do like this question. And I'd heard this before and it came back to memory when I was prepping for this podcast was, if everything went absolutely perfect for our outreach event, whether it's Easter or even Vacation Bible School, what do we want people to take away from it? Whether they're a church family or whether they're a non-church family, because you got to have they're two different things. You've got two different audiences coming to these things. You've got your regular attenders, and then you've got people that just want free candy for their kids. They want something free for their families. That's the truth. If you offer something for free,
free babysitting.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
They want free entertainment. They want something free for their children. And that's their motivator. So, but if everything went perfect and flawless, what do we want families to walk away with? And I think that's a good question that you really need to drill down on, and define what does that win really look like? That if they're a church family, what does that look like for them? What do we want our church families to understand and to do? But what do we want those unchurched families that have never done, have never set foot on our campus before until the egg hunt or the whatever?
So you asked yourself that question. So let us ask you, what did you come up with?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you got? Don't build
Because that was the question that you went through.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, again, because you have two different answers. The first for our church families, it was to start a conversation about what the real meaning of Easter is.
Oh, that's good.
We wanted families to have a real dialogue about what it really means to us as followers of Jesus, that Jesus is alive. And so we framed a discussion guide that we gave to the families, and it was around asking those kind of questions, to read the Easter story together, and then to ask a couple questions that all of the family could answer together. And then for the non-church family, it was an introduction to our church. And that event was, for us, a simple way to say, God loves you, and we do too. And we want to see you come back. And so for us, we wanted families to walk away with, hey, this church really saw us, and they want us to come visit again. Because we wanted people not to just come to the one-time event. We wanted to see people come back the next Sunday, which is why part 2 of my thing was, you got to have a plan for that following Sunday. The week after has got to be just as big. And so for us, it was how, our question was, how do we get the families back in the door? But what we want them to walk away with is, we felt known, we felt welcomed, we felt accepted, we felt like they want to get to know us, they want us to come back. And that's that for us, that was that simple. And that's what we tried to nail every time.
Well, our church does Easter as big as, I would say, Christmas Eve kind of thing, because we call it the Super Bowl Sunday of church world, and it is because you got your, what do they call them, the keisters?
Creasters, not keister.
Yes.
Keister's your rear end.
Hey, whatever it is,
Yes.
these people only come to church 2 Sundays, the Christmas and the Easter.
Very true.
And for us is to show them exactly the same thing you said, where that we actually genuinely care about them. Like, even though they're just visiting for the 1 or twice a year, we're still here, and we are here for you no matter whatever you're going through. But also to present the gospel and give people those opportunities. From a children's ministry perspective, that's where I went all in. Like, it is the Super Bowl. So you got it. You go and you do all the resources, you do giveaways, you do all that stuff. You get involved in the community. And a lot of times in churches, and I find myself doing the same thing, it's like, why can't we do church every Sunday like we do on Easter, like we do on VBS, like we do at kids camp? Because in children's ministry, we give everything to those, because those are our big events. And these people come at Easter and they see that, and then they come back the next Sunday and it's maybe 1/3 of what they thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And kids aren't like, it wasn't as fun as last week. And we miss the mark. And so for me, I turned my mindset to, if Sundays could be Easter, what would it be?
Sounds like a movie.
Voila.
Yeah.
And I honestly, like, I would love this conversation to go, like, because I haven't figured it out. Like, it's hard to go all in every Sunday when
Yeah.
you're putting all your resources and all your energy, but our mindset needs to stay the same, because these people, they came, they saw, they experienced, now what?
Hmm.
And I think that's where this conversation's going. Like, what happens after Easter? In children's ministry, not much until summer. And so, like, where can we hit that middle ground until summer? I'm confused. Start this conversation. Let's get
So
the Facebook
no.
group going.
So Ben, maybe I am in the minority of kids directors here, but worked at a church in the past where we made, as you talked about, Easter was like the Super Bowl. Like I remember one year we had baby chicks and baby rabbits, and we had to keep them alive because we had them for a week before Easter, and
Oh,
At
some
least it
died.
wasn't Bad Bunnies.
No,
Oh, don't go there.
And
Not,
continue,
it
Cole.
was definitely not
Keep going,
there.
Cole. We're gonna edit that out.
But no, I will tell you, we did it, and it went really great, and it was really cool for like little preschoolers to, it was a great photo opportunity for kids. And
Oh,
but
yeah.
that next Sunday, as you said, it was kind of a letdown. And that was one of the things, and I've talked about this in a previous podcast of bigger isn't always better, consistent is better. And so this may be the minority, but I don't make my Easter Sunday that much different than every other Sunday. I might add a little bit extra. I will add an extra fun song in. We might do specific activities that are like that are not in the curriculum, like going through the Easter, like the little Easter egg you can get, like and all that type of stuff. But I really have noticed that I get parents to come back when the kids are have fun every week, but it's not a ginormous amount one week and then just a little bit amount the week after. And so it's for me, it's just staying consistent. And then when you talk about what do you do after, it's allowing parents to have, for me, I love when parents can have those small conversations with their kids. It doesn't have to be a life-changing conversation. We don't have to have 100 kids coming to Christ on Easter, but giving them the resources to just have even if it is just a foot in the door conversation of introducing Jesus into the home. And it's just a simple question of what was something you learned about God this week? And just like, because on Easter, if your curriculum doesn't line up with what you do with your parents, this is one week it's always going to line up. So
Right.
this is a great opportunity to say, well, on Sunday morning upstairs, we learned about this big idea of Jesus dying for our sins. And we learned about it in kids ministry. We put it in a kid's way of understanding it. And it's a great conversation piece for the parent to come together and say, well, what did you learn this week about Jesus? Or what did you learn about this week about God? And what was your favorite part? Like, what was it? Was it when he rose again? Like, what was your favorite part of this whole story of Jesus dying on the cross and then rising again for us? And just having those simple conversations and consistent conversations over time. So maybe I'm in the minority, but I don't make my Sunday in my kids' ministry extravagantly huge because I have seen the letdown, and then people are like, well, then wait a second. We
Bait
don't
and
have
switch.
we don't have bunnies and chicks every week. What do you
Right.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
or
And for
Easter egg,
non-church-
we have an Easter egg
organized.
hunt every Saturday? Like,
Yeah. Well, and for non-church families, it feels like a bait
Yeah.
and switch.
Yeah.
And
So
that's why there are times where I have been, I've said this before. I think if I were to be back in full time and not just a volunteer like I am now, I think I would be approaching Easter a lot differently. And I would probably be more in your camp, Cole. And I don't know about you, Vicki, but I feel like having consistency and well, what Ben said earlier, having a thing where it is fun, it is exciting, there's
Mhm.
something there that the kids are going home talking about, like they do when they come home from Bible school or
Yeah.
whatever. I think you can have Sundays like that. The problem is that I think we think that involves upping the production, upping the fire and smoke and confetti cannons, and does it really have to be that way, Vicki? I mean, I don't.
Right? Yeah, as you guys are all talking, I love this conversation, and we're all talking around things that I think everyone is going, yeah, me. Oh, yeah, and that's me. And I have two things. First, what if it's not all the bells and whistles that they come back to, but what if it's the energy? I'm listening to this, and half of our battle is our volunteers are locked and loaded, and we put our best speakers on the stage for Easter, and it's amazing. And then the next week, we come in a little tired, and then everyone's back to normal or like a normal cadence. So, what if we
Hmm.
put some energy into? I loved the energy you brought around the Easter story. What if you brought that energy to your small group every single week?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's something to be said for that.
Yeah.
And also, like, right, making Easter or something like so much bigger. Like, right, we do have to balance that and not make it amazing. Also, I don't know about you guys, but I would not have a budget to be able to go, oh, everything Easter now, every weekend after that has to be that way.
You can't do a helicopter drop every Sunday?
No, I don't
What?
think so. But
5,000 eggs
I
with candy?
I
What?
think we need to start thinking about things differently. If you're putting energy into specific things on Easter, are people bringing that energy all the following weekend? So if your
Hmm.
worship is
Hmm.
amazing on Easter, is your worship amazing for the 3 weeks after Easter? It's all worship music, you
Hmm.
know. Is the activities that you're picking, are they still as engaging to the kids? And so that's where my brain goes
Yeah.
when we have those kids back in our building after Easter. We really need to navigate that. Also, knowing Easter is when we have family's attention. I talk about this that there are 4 or 5 times a year, parents lean in, Christians and non-Christians, they lean
Yep.
into the church.
Yep.
Hmm.
And
Yep.
Easter is one of them. So it does give us an opportunity to put an event or something more. And if there's a way we can help them understand that it's the more,
Yeah.
but it
Because we could,
doesn't take away, right? It doesn't take
yeah.
away from your planning for the weekend. I it grieves me when I see people go, "Oh, I put together these three amazing events and Sunday came and we had nothing left in the tank."
Yeah. Well, they
I
do
would
that after
say,
Bible
yeah,
school,
I'd
right?
say
You see a
Hmm.
lot of leaders
you shouldn't be doing
phoning it
those.
in.
Hmm.
There's a reason at our Bible school that I don't do a full 5 day,
Yeah.
because a lot of the people that help with our Bible school
Yeah.
also help on Sunday mornings. And so I'm like, and we only do half days. We don't do like a full day and things like that. And so it's half
Yeah.
days. It's Monday through Thursday. So you have Friday, Saturday to recoup and recover, and
Yeah.
then Sunday morning again.
Yeah. So
Like,
it's
Yeah.
like, what if we kind of do this?
you balance it. You do a
That
Yeah.
it
balance
needs to
act.
be balanced.
Yep. Keep the main thing the main thing. And
Hmm.
if it's sharing Jesus and inviting kids to go deeper in their faith, and kind of like what we were talking about in the last podcast with David Roush,
Literally just
and
thinking that thing, Tom. Literally thinking, like, in the book,
yeah,
he talks about
it
presenting the gospel
yeah.
time, like multiple times per year, not just the first, not just on Easter,
Mhm.
multiple times per year,
Yes.
and then
I mean,
building that bridge throughout the year.
yeah. I mean, we ought to bring the energy, like Ben said, when it comes to teaching the gospel and teaching God's word.
Hmm.
That's where the energy and the creativity really needs to flow. If you're going to do something, if you're going to put some time and effort into, it's that Bible lesson time. It's that large group time if you're doing large group. And you can be a small church and be super creative in your weekend presentation every single week, just like you do during Bible school week and just like you do on big weekends like Christmas and Easter. There's no excuse for not doing that. But then, like Vicki said, I think we've all said it. We all are pretty
Hmm.
much in agreement on this. That weekend following a big event like Easter, Christmas, VBS, you need to have just as much. Don't phone it in. Don't sit there and go, "Oh, we're going to play a video. We're going to watch a movie." Um, if you're that worn out, bring in a special speaker. Get
Hmm.
somebody else to fill the stage that weekend. I get it. I mean, I put a ton of energy into Bible school weeks and Christmas and, running all the services we used to do. But man, I wanted to make sure my comeback weekend, that's what we called the following weekend, that comeback weekend needed to be on point so that when the families who, like, if you're doing an extra event like an egg hunt or whatever, that Sunday, families that come to the church, they need to be welcomed and high-fived and celebrated that they're back in the building, and they need to feel that we're known, we're seen, we're loved, we're accepted. They're excited to see us here, but they got a plan. They're doing something.
I think
Not,
those that actually attend once or twice a year only come in their minds because they know they're getting some good stuff on Easter.
Mm-hmm.
And so
That's
for
true.
me,
That's
I
true.
always followed up or sent home something that said, "Hey, this is what children's ministry is doing this month.
Yep.
This is what we're doing this summer. This is what we're doing," and so that they have a picture to say, "This isn't just one time thing. We continually are doing something amazing." So I'll follow up Easter with this really cool series with kids. Maybe it's relevant where the kids are at, or something super fun and bright. But I honestly think the follow up process is the piece that you're talking at the very beginning, Vicki, that we've miss as
Yeah.
children's ministers
hmm
because we put all our effort into making Easter amazing, but the follow up is the piece that misses. Whether you give it to them there live and in person, or you send them a postcard or whatever.
All right,
But
Ben,
I was
since
going
you
to say
put me
earlier,
on the spot, I'm going to put you on the spot. What do you do for families to follow up with them? How do you get their interest that the day after, 2 days after, 3 days after? What do you do? You're Mr. Creative. So what have you done that has gotten people like, "Hey, I'm going to come back and check this out"?
so I always follow up Easter with something exciting. One that comes to mind is we did a custom series where we allowed the kids to choose. And so like we did this cool little take home page with the cool graphic that said custom bike. Each Sunday for the next 4 Sundays, your kid gets to choose how to customize their bicycle that we're going to give to a local school to kids in need. So we
All right.
basically each week we customized a different. We had the kids choose how they wanted to decorate the bike. Is it going to be glitter? Is it going to be a gift wrapped? Like, and the kids got to choose. And then by the next Sunday, we would we'd have it done, like painted in glitter, take a video of us doing it. And so it continually, like, this was exciting. Kids actually played a part in how it went from there. But
Very
yeah,
creative.
like we
Very
made it
creative.
fun.
I
But
like
then
that.
I also realized that we're also missing um the postcard getting in their mailbox. And I know it's a lot of work. It's something I wish I was better at, but having pre-made postcards where all you got to do is sign your name or sign your name
Hmm.
digitally and just go ahead
hmm
and print them.
Mm-hmm.
If it's anything, something needs to show up in their face on
Yep.
Thursday,
Kids love mail.
Wednesday,
Yeah.
um, after they've already left the building. And I strongly believe that for sure.
Okay. Good
So
job. Good
also
job. All right.
All right.
something I do strategically that has worked at this church, the church I'm at now, is I open kids camp registration on Easter Sunday.
Ooh.
Like if like so like this year Easter falls at the beginning of April. Our kids camp is at the end of June. So it's perfect. It gives me a
Yeah.
2 month window to really 2.5 months to really do that. And so there's a really excited piece of like when I give them their take home or their email, be like, hey, we're so glad you joined us for Easter. Here's some follow up. If your kid had so much fun at this event, let's sign them up for this event because it's going to be even more fun. It's going to be longer. It's going to be what we did on Easter, but for 4 days, that type of deal. And so, yeah, I've strategically opened my kids camp on the week of Easter. I also get it in the announcements. So, so it's up in front of parents, and at the same time giving kids that take home piece along with the Easter take home. Um, So it has worked, and I've seen our numbers at kids camp grow. And some of the kids that have come, it's very funny because when they check in, you can see when the last time I checked in was. They check into our kids camp, and I look and I'm like, oh, you haven't checked in since Easter. Like, you're here, but you haven't been here since Easter. And it's just really cool because then I can have a conversation with like, oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. I think last time I saw you was Easter. And they'd be like, yeah, how did you know? Like, but with that kid, I made a connection just by, that type of thing. But yeah, I've strategically opened kids camp on Easter Sunday pretty much every year for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
All right,
Nice.
Vicki, your turn.
Yeah.
We've laying it out.
You
What have
guys
you
are,
done?
you guys have a ton of things. I should have been taking notes. I hope people are taking some notes.
Luckily, it's a podcast. You can go back and listen to
I
it.
can.
That's true.
I can
You can go back and
watch
watch it on YouTube if you want.
So Ben, I love how you talk about follow up by postcard, something in the mail. That is probably one of my favorite things for kids
Mm,
because they don't get mail. As adults, we
No.
don't get mail. I
right.
love snail mail. I think I call it fun mail. And I don't want people to miss the idea that you can order fun mail postcards right
Mhm.
now. So if they're listening to
Where?
this, where online, there's a few different places. But I mean,
I was hoping for some I need help.
There's some links for the newsletter.
so
Yes,
there,
there we
yes,
go.
there will be
Yes.
some links.
We'll put
But
it
I
in the Better
think
Together
so right.
newsletter.
So
That's good.
what does the front look like? You can either make it so it's like something to do with your church, but make it fun.
Yeah.
And let's put a small discussion question on the bottom of that. So why we're sending it to the kids, the parent is the one probably getting it out of the mailbox. So you have that parent's attention. Put a question either on the front or on the back that a parent can ask the follow-up question for their kids because they just came to
That's good.
Easter. And
Mhm.
I love how you said like you don't have to print them or fill them out when you get there. Have it already done. We did this during COVID. We pre-printed all of our Christmas cards and then just digitally signed it and
Mhm.
had thousands printed. And so when they came, all we had to do is stamp them and print the addresses. So there is work.
That's good.
And
But it's worth it.
don't, it is so worth it.
Mhm.
And my favorite thing is I have a volunteer come in and they will do those and pray over them
Sweet.
to
Ooh,
send them
dang.
out.
Mhm.
Sweet.
And so,
They don't
right,
get
like
lost in the mail, do they?
hopefully
They've
not,
been prayed for. They
right? That
they
they
meet the mark.
automatically go. So I think like don't overlook just sending a follow-up
Yeah.
postcard.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
love getting something in the hands of the parents when they pick up their kids. 90% of the time, if it's a plain piece of paper, it's not gonna land where you want it. It's happened to us.
Yeah.
I've watched them, they leave, they throw it in the trash. So if it's something that I want the parents to read or make sure that it's going to get home, we attach candy or something to it. So we've
There
attached
you go.
dum-dums to it. We've attached blow pops. We've done the M&M Easter story prayer. And
There you go.
stapled it right
Yep.
to the
Mhm.
handout that we
Very
give
cool.
to the
Yep.
parents when they pick up. The kids are wanting the M&Ms, the parents are reading, and do some of them, yeah, some of them they rip it off, they hand the kids the M&Ms, and it still
Sure.
falls in the trash.
You're
But
sowing seeds.
a lot more of them.
It's an opportunity.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
an opportunity. So I love making it something that it's not just going to end up in the trash.
Yep. We've
Next
we've
steps is
added
key.
we've added to our postcards. Hey, if your kid brings this back, we've got a special gift for them too. And so we had our
Yeah.
logoed water bottles or bags or different things like that. We had a little gift that at our check-in station, if a family showed up to it, we were celebrating it. Welcome back. Because I mean, that was
Mhm.
a sure
Mhm.
giveaway. We got them back in the door. And so we celebrated it, made sure they felt super welcome and gave them the gift. And we made sure it wasn't just some leftover candy from 3 years Bible school, past.
Cadbury
Uh,
eggs.
yeah,
Every kid gets one.
yeah, no.
I'm gonna sign out. I'll see you guys later.
We want kids to come back even more. And because who knows how old that Cadbury egg is. So, I mean, I think
True.
that's like cheese that sits in a parking lot and just stays there and never dissolves. Just don't touch it. Don't eat it. But yeah, having a way to do that. The other part too, if there's a way when you're doing your Easter Sunday or your event and you're getting information, sending a text to a family on the Saturday night before your next weekend service saying, hey, we'd love to, invite you. Hope we'll see you tomorrow. And by the way, let us know that, you were with us at Easter, because again, we have something special we want to bless your family with. And it can be simple. It doesn't have to be super expensive. I know we got a lot of small church leaders going, I don't have a big budget and I don't have a big team. These are little things that you can do. You can get other volunteers to do it. These are great things for senior citizens to do. They love to, stamp cards and all that kind of stuff. So you can make it happen. But I think the key is, if we're going to do these kind of things, we've got to be thinking intentionally of what can we do consistently over time. Are we going to see immediate results every time? No. But if you keep after it, one family comes back, that's a win. One family comes in and hears the gospel, that's a win. Don't think you have to have 100 people show up from your egg hunt or whatever before it's a win. One family comes, because who knows what God will do with that one family, So don't overlook the little wins, because those are big. Remember what God did with a Lunchable.
So what I've gathered from this whole conversation is the word kick it. Keep it consistent, kiddo. And kick it into full gear all throughout the year, and families will start to see your consistency and they'll put their trust in you. Yeah. And God deserves our best. So
every single weekend.
Easter is just one week.
Weekend. That's right.
And we just need to love on families all in every Sunday, every week. I love it. This is great ideas. I'm leaving here with some ideas.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a lot more people on our Facebook group and KidMin Plus group. I know that there's people out there with a lot of ideas, because we are better together. So share them, let us know, and let's get this party started. Let's kick it on Facebook with conversation.
You're making me think of the Beastie Boys right now. And you say kick it, and I'm thinking of the song. Like,
it's in my head.
Sorry.
All right.
Well,
we're going to have to wrap up this week's conversation. Before we do, though, I want to give a shout out to some brand new Kid Ministry Collective members.
Right.
Charity, Megan, Danny, and Althea. And in fact, Althea has said, hey, I came to the group because I also want to join kidminplus.net. So awesome. We are glad to have you guys as part of our KMC family.
Welcome.
And so that's where one place in the Facebook group you can definitely keep the conversation. If you're looking for next level leadership and development, check out kidminplus.net. If you ever get stuck, you can always reach out to one of our coaches at kmccoach.net, or just go to kidministrycollective.com. You can find us in all the places. Hey, and be sure to like and share the podcast on YouTube, or give us a review on your podcast platform, because that just helps us get out there a little bit more, because again, we're better together. So that's going to wrap up this week's conversation. I'm Tom.
I'm Cole.
I'm kicking it. I'm Ben.
Ooh, and I'm Vicki, and my favorite candy is jelly beans, but not just plain jelly beans. I like sour jelly beans.
Sour jelly beans.
All right. Ooh. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Till next time.
We can end on that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. We
better
can
than Cadbury eggs.
Just avoid the Cadbury eggs, kids. Avoid them. Mm-hmm. We're out.
Hey, friend, that wraps up the KMC Collective Podcast for this week. Thanks so much for listening. If today's episode sparked something, an idea, a heartbeat, or a fresh start, drop us a line at tom@tombump.com or reach out on social media. We'd love to hear your story and keep the conversation going. Remember, you're not just doing kids ministry, you're shaping the next generation's faith with intention and care. Be encouraged, be creative, and take a breath. You've got this. Catch you next time on the KMC Collective Podcast.